This is a video in the series to help you get out of debt faster. Make sure that you're watching the videos in order because each one has specific tasks and goals to help you move on to the next step, where ultimately we're going to help you get out of debt faster. So we've already looked at in previous videos your actual spending habits. And then we took a look at where you're spending and what are wants and what are actually needs. What do you need and what do you want? That was tedious. That took a lot of time. And hopefully you were honest with yourself when you filled it out, because now you have a better idea of where you're spending. This video, we're going to do something that's a little more fun, but it's necessary. And it's going to be a lot simpler than the first two steps. What we're going to talk about is budgeting for the future. So what we put together first wasn't really your budget. It's what you're where you're currently spending. That doesn't mean that's your budget. It just means what you're doing. A budget is where you want to put your spending. So you may not have had any of these things, and these are in no particular order, so I didn't number them. But we're going to make a budget and watch the rest of the video. I'll show you how I throw it together. But we're budgeting for the future. This is your ideal. In other words, you're looking at what you've done and what you're currently doing to keep your head afloat and feel like you're above water and just paying your bills. But now you want to look at, well, once I get things under control, how would I really want to run my financial life month to month?
In the previous video, we went through needs and wants. We looked at your actual spending. Then we looked at what do you need to spend on, keep a roof over your head, get to work, that sort of thing, versus what are some of the things that are wants, easy ones such as dining out. And we did that so that we could quickly see how much extra money we would have at the end of the month to put towards things like debt. Now move on to the next tab you'll see here at the bottom, video 3. We call it budget. So this information, column C, it says do not change because all of this in column C is pre-populated from your needs column in the previous video, in the previous tab over here. So all of this needs information in tab 2 is now automatically moved over, so don't touch this. And as you can see, it's $712. So now you can go through and you can say, well, I have an extra $712. Let me work on my budget. So these numbers you can change in column D. For example, your mortgage, $1,500 is probably going to stay the same for the moment. Utilities, let's say you can't really manipulate that, or your car payments or fuel. But maybe on groceries, you might say, you know what? I don't know. Maybe we buy certain things we don't need to be buying. Let's just say possibly we could get that down lower. Maybe we want to try to budget $500. This isn't about just getting a smaller budget. This might be more. We've got a daycare, babysitting, credit cards, student loans, all these different things. You might say, yeah, I do want to get those more expensive haircuts, and coloring and all this other stuff. And I do want to do that. And I do want to put $100 a month towards a vacation that we want to spend at the end of the year. And I do want to do some hobbies and these different things. You say, okay, so I'm going to budget and spend a little more over my needs. So now instead of spending $42.88 every month, I want to spend $45.38. Now this is going to flow through. And then maybe down here you say, I want to invest another $100 over here. So let's do that. Okay. Now at the bottom, the needs column says 5,000 is your income, money coming in, money going out, $42.88 to just live. And there's your balance. You've got an extra $712 to put towards getting rid of debt. But you say, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to do some extra things here every month. So what do I really have available? $362. Now, why did I have you go through this exercise? This is important because you can see that you can either do all these things now in your budget column and only put $360 when you could put $700 towards debt, or you could put these things off, delay them a while so that you can put more money towards debt. The second thing I want you to realize is when you make a decision to do something in your wants column, whatever that is, you're taking money away from getting rid of your debt. So the faster you want to pay off the debt, the more sacrifices you're going to make. And when you realize and see in the next video how much you're paying percentage-wise and how much is going to interest to get rid of your debt, you'll be mortified and you'll probably want to swing back towards your needs column. So we have our needs of $42.88 spending a month, gives us $700 to get rid of debt. Our budgeted one, where we want to do more things, only gives us $360 to get out of debt. Now let's see in the next video what kind of an impact these two can have and how different it can really be. So move on to the next video and let's get you out of debt faster. So that's it for this video. Please move on to the next video in the series. You should see on the screen a next video at the top right, and then the entire playlist on the bottom right if you happen to have just jumped into